A tragedy in sports. Officials are still examining evidence after Saturday's deadly incident involving veteran racer Tony Stewart. Stewart and 20-year-old Kevin Ward were battling for position during a sprint car race at a track in upstate New York. Stewart caused Ward to spin out, and the young driver got out of his car to confront Stewart as he came by on the next lap. Stewart's car struck and killed Ward. News 5 Sports Director Randy Patrick joins us now live in the newsroom with today's developments. Randy?
Well, Pete, a sheriff in upstate New York says there are no current plans to interview Tony Stewart for a third time. Authorities talked to the three-time NASCAR champion Saturday night and again yesterday. The sheriff said yesterday that investigators don't have any evidence to support criminal intent, but that criminal charges haven't been ruled out. He has appealed for spectators to turn over photos and videos of the crash that claimed the life of the young driver, amid questions about whether Stewart was trying to intimidate Ward by driving too close to him, only to have the risky move turn fatal. In a statement released yesterday, Stewart says, quote, "There aren't words to describe his sadness over the accident that killed Kevin Ward Jr."
There is no evidence in hand or no facts that would support a criminal charge or support criminal intent.
Stewart dropped out of yesterday's NASCAR race at Watkins Glen. There's no word yet on whether he will drive in this weekend's NASCAR race in Michigan. Live from the newsroom, Randy Patrick, News 5 Sports.
Thanks, Randy. Today, News 5 spoke with local drivers, promoters, and car owners, people who know the sport of racing, about this incident. They all agreed it's a horrible tragedy, but that Stewart is not at fault.
Darrell Blaine and Daniel Martin were working their day jobs today. But on the weekend, they're two of the top drivers at the Sunny South Speedway in Grand Bay. Joe McCardle is their boss at work and runs the Sunny South track. All say Kevin Ward is ultimately responsible for his own death.
The best thing he could have done is stay there for the record. We tell our people to stay with the car.
When you leave the safety of your car, there's really no safety for you out there.
You don't get out on the track trying to pick a fight out on the track.
Bay Manette's Kane is the News 5 traffic reporter weekday mornings. On weekends, he's running the short tracks along the Gulf Coast. He says there's no way Stewart was intentionally trying to hit Ward.
Honestly, I believe Tony was trying to get out of the way. In a sprint car, you don't have much eyesight, especially with the wings. They're really low, and on that right side, you can't hardly see it all. And if you look at the video, the track was dimly lit, and he had a black driver's suit on.
Today, ARCA car owner Mobile's Tommy Prater was checking out the damage to his son Thomas's car, involved in a wreck this weekend in a race in Michigan. He agrees with the other local drivers that this was not an intentional act on Stewart's part, and that the NASCAR champion probably didn't see Ward until the very last second.
The sprint car itself, the way it's designed, is not designed to see out of the right side. The car is almost always turning left, so your vision is from here over to the left where you can see down the racetrack. So anything to the right is almost completely unseen.
Now, the incident blowing up on social media. We'll check in with News 5's JB Buno in the Web Center later in the newscast. We'll hear and see what our Facebook fans are saying about this incident.